Quick dumb review here for some filament. I was ordering some parts from Zyltech or ZYLtech or whatever it is. I just got a stepper and a ramps board and a couple other things. And I saw that they had flat black filament and I figured I'd give it a try. Now, a little backstory. A few months ago, I was going to back this Kickstarter project where they were making flat filament, i.e. filament that prints with a matte finish on it. But the lowest reward tier where you actually got something was like way too much money and a whole lot of filament. It's like 3 spools of filament. And I was like, I don't know if I want to buy 3 spools of something and I don't know if it's going to be crap. So I didn't end up doing it. And it's just been in the back of my head, like if I see flat filament for a decent price, just give it a try. So nothing technical or nerdy here. I just got some filament in the mail. I'm going to print out some things and I'll tell you what I thought of it. Let's do it. So this stuff came pretty well packaged in a branded box. It's well marked with a barcode. And they do have a 30-day money-back guarantee for unopened filament, so you can get it, and if you take a look at it in person, you don't like the color, you can send it back. But this stuff cost me the priestly sum of $12.99 plus shipping, so I don't think I'm going to be sending it back regardless. They have a sheet in here with recommended printing settings for their various types of filament, which I guess is nice. And then it came well shrink wrapped in this pretty serious vacuum sealed plastic with your standard desiccant package in there. I had in mind to print a spool holder with this little bracket that I made for something else, but I figured I could repurpose it instead of throwing it out. So I went into 123D and I whipped up a spool holder real quick for standard skateboard bearings. I set pretty big layer heights because I just can't be bothered to wait for these things. Fairly standard printing temperatures and moderate speeds. The machine setup is my fairly standard cantilevered Bowden. I know from experience that a lot of PLA likes to print shinier at higher temperatures, so I took this silver Sharpie and I very carefully marked where I changed the temperatures to see where it would look different and what would affect stringing. Because as you can see, it did string pretty badly. There's also a lot of blistering right there on the edges. So I would say print this stuff at a slightly lower temperature with higher retraction settings and a faster travel speed if you want it to end up looking good. They melted off pretty well, but that blistering is not going to go anywhere. Here's a close-up where you can see the 3 different speed settings. It's getting cooler as it gets higher there, and as you can see, it does get less shiny as the temperature drops. But surface abnormalities aside, I thought it was good enough to go ahead and tap this out for an M8 bolt and slap it together into a spool reel. Here's a little trick I use for things I don't want sliding around. Just take a little rubber cement or contact cement, put it on there and wait for it to dry. I'm going to put that on the inside of the clamp here. That way there's less chance of it sliding off my desk while the spool's spinning around. And as far as dimensions, it printed out pretty well. These bearings pressed in just fine by hand, so there wasn't any kind of weirdness or swelling. But in the end, I ended up with a serviceable matte black filament holder upon which to hang my matte black filament. For the little A-B comparison, I did print out a maker coin, and this is done with 0.4mm layers, so it's not exactly going to look glorious, but you can see the stringing on the top was pretty horrendous regardless. And here it is for comparison, side by side with the maker coin that I printed out of regular old Hatchbox black. It's pretty obvious that the matte black stuff on the left is a lot less shiny than a regular black, and a lot more stringy. But I'm sure with a couple tweaks to the settings and getting the speeds dialing in, I'll just make another profile in Cura and I'm sure it'll be fine. So that's it for now. If it's something you're interested in, I have an affiliate link to Zyltech's Amazon store in the description, but they don't have the flat black stuff up there right now. But I put it down there anyway because if you have Amazon Prime, you get free shipping. It is more expensive there than it is on their store, but shipping from their store is pretty expensive. If you go to zyltech.com, they have links there to distributors where you can pick it up. And it's pretty cheap everywhere that I clicked on the links. They also have an eBay store where I think there's free shipping, so you can check that out too. That's it for now. Thanks for checking it out. Catch you in the next video.